Read it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. Now it's here.
And as this room fill up, be sure to hit the like button, share this content, sharing is caring, and let that friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Come on with it. Mama said there will be days literally just like this. Come on with it. Yup. Yeah. Cowboys must allow due process. The assembly is still assembling, baby. It's not done yet. Plus more of Shotty's coaching deal here. Come on with it. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Yeah. Come on with it.
You are the only participant.
5, 4, 3, 2. If you don't hit that like button,
I was born in it.
yeah.
All right.
Emotional, damn it.
And 1. Come on with it. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank you all for tuning in. It's good to see y'all lovely people here on this beautiful Thursday. As we continue to pull upon the things that the Cowboys are doing, the off season is still it's still relevant, right? And there's 30 teams now that's going into this situation and saying to themselves, okay, what do we need to do better? How do we get better? Rex! Rex! Jeez, man. Let me get the money, man. Where the money at? Come on.
Money out! All of it!
All of it.
Come on!
Come on! Come on, come on, come on. Jeez. It was, come on. Come on, he was mad, wasn't he? So with that being said, appreciate you, Darren Posey. And he says, Rex. Yeah. All right. So being fair and balanced and being optimistic versus pessimistic is a thing that I like to caution everyone. Being neutral is the best thing for you right now, Cowboy Nation. Don't get your hopes too high, nor, your hopes too low on things, or be too bad about it, be a stick in the mud about it, because there are things that we don't know, right? Where my guy at? Come on with it. Cause
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Yeah, so there are those things that we just don't know. But we got to allow the process of the situation to be processed out. Shotty is a first-time head coach. So are the other guys that's been in the coaching circles, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, right? There what's that guy? Duval, I can't even get zesty like him, but he was saying Duval. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But there are multitudes of people for their first time ever. Did Parsons sign his $20 million a year contract yet? No, Roger. We're going to get into that too. So the due process will be, wait and see, and we'll have one of the Hall of Famers to speak on that as well. But before we go into those particular conversations, I would like to bring out Stephen Jones, if possible, man. Can y'all hear this?
Because at the end of the day, our goal's what our fans want, which is we want to win playoff games, we want to win championships, we want to win Super Bowls.
Kind of along those same lines, there was a lot of talk about family and continuity in the press conference with Brian the other day, and getting a guy that Eberflus to come back. How much does that help that alignment of knowing how he is as a person coming in?
I mean, we call it both things. We want continuity, but we also want change. And
change, you can believe it.
What we've done, hadn't gotten the job done. We accept that. We accept that our fans can have frustration. That we hadn't gotten that job done, and you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect something.
Go ahead and say it. Yeah. This is the first time in 30 years. So over it, he says, yeah. Roger's 30 years of processing, but this is the first time in 30 years that we are seeing Stephen Jones owning it. Now, granted, just because you put wings on a pig doesn't mean it can fly now. Come on with it now. I ain't trying to put lipstick on this thing. And that pig, you put them wings on that pig, you kick it off the mountain, it's just going to be bacon at the bottom, baby, because that pig ain't going to fly. So I love it. But I'm going to still give this man right in the middle 5. I'm giving Stephen Jones a 5 until he prove us otherwise. But by him at least talking about it, shoot. Good. Yeah. So there's no Kool-Aid we can put on this, right? There's no lipstick we can put on this. But the thing that we can put on this is due process. When that opening week of free agency come around, we'll be looking, we'll be waiting, we will be watching. And with that being said, he said it's about the fans. We want to do things according to the fans. Come on with it. All right.
To change. So we need to change, but at the same time, we've got a lot of things right. And so there's a lot of continuity we want to keep as well.
Continuity.
So the combination of continuity, but also change is why Coach Schottenheimer's our coach.
Stephen, you mentioned
time.
Repeat this, por favor. Shout out to my guy MTAG 1993.
Because at the end of the day, our goal's what our fans want, which is we want to win playoff games, we want to win championships, we want to win Super Bowls.
Did you hear that, Gila Monsters? Can y'all believe it? What do you want? What do you need? What do you desire? It's hard. It's hard to please certain people, It's hard to please certain people. But at least we are declaring and decreeing. These are the things we want. We want to win playoff games. We want to win championships games, or championships. And then ultimately, we want to win that Lombardi. Yeah, we want to lift up that Lombardi trophy. Yeah, we want to be able to do those things. But you got to get it out of the mud to do those things. They don't come freely, Jerry Jones, son, right? You got to work for it. You got to grind for it. Blood, sweat, tears. You got to be willing. Lord, I want to be a content creator, but I don't have my camera yet. I don't have the microphone. I don't have the time, but wait, I'm gonna be a content creator just like you, Law. I wanna be successful. No, you don't. You got a camera phone on your phone. Flip that thing over and start talking. Upload it, right? Jump into the deep end of the pool. You've been swimming in the shallows, feet all hitting the bottom, knees scraping the bottom of the shallows of the pool. Jump into the deep end. You may sink, you may swim. That's the reality of it. F that microphone. Start off from the bottom. I did it, right? And then everything can open up for you. Lord, I want a six-pack. I want muscles. Stop eating ice cream. Stop being lazy. Stop laying on the couch. Go to the gym. Eat right. Yeah, come on. It's not rocket scientist. Lord, I want to go to the Super Bowl. You want to earn yourself to get to the Super Bowl? If not, buy tickets. You can watch it. You get first seats. But you got to do the things. If you want to be there, you got to do the things to get you there. They're not freely. And that's life. The Cowboys, for the last 30 seasons or the 30 years, we've been sitting back living off of the 90s sweat equity. We've been living off of the 90s high. Let me know if I'm wrong. Oh my goodness, man. How many days we going to talk about, man, back when Michael Irvin used to have the Tupacs on the side, with the Tupacs on the side, Michael Irvin, you get that first down, boy, he'd be able to dance on them, Emmitt Smith with the bowl cut. Y'all remember Emmitt Smith with the bowl cut, and he would be running around. But now we got bald-headed Emmitt, right? Man, boy, Troy Aikman with the paint under the eyes, Woo! Yeah, the 90s, we them boys. Nah. Come on with it. Posey says, hey, man, Law Nation versus ice cream. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what I'm getting at, in a joking way, right, is that you got to put the things in order to get the things out. Pause if necessary. There's no free ride to the Super Bowl. Ain't that right, Roger? Yeah. Do me a huge favor. Do me a huge favor. I can't talk today. For some reason. Hit that like button. Let's keep the engagement up. Come on with it. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's get this on and popping out. Speaking of the 90s, I got a guy from the 90s that's one of the reasons why most of you guys are Cowboy fans, right? 3-time Super Bowl champ, JB Cowboy 94 says all content creators for Cowboys motivate me to do this. Yeah, come on, JB Cowboys. Yeah, we try to motivate you, man. And we need more. We need more and more people over here. Come on with it. But let me introduce this sound and audio clip. Shout out to 1310 The Ticket for all of their love and adulations. But we're going to play this audio, and let's get it going.
Morning, Troy.
Can y'all hear that?
Doing well. The Cowboys have their new head coach. We talked to you about Brian Schottenheimer last week. Like he was the leading candidate. Now he's off and running as the head coach, putting a staff together. What'd you think of his introductory news conference the other day?
I thought it was great. Yeah, no, I thought it was great. Thought he handled everything really well. Clearly a big day for him and his family, and of course what his dad Marty meant to him.
Ball, baby.
The one thing I would say is, I understand it that, and we talked about it last week, that as far as I think some of the frustration with the fans and not feeling that maybe some people weren't interviewed that maybe should have been, some of the people that are hot coaching commodities in this hiring cycle. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of owners, what they want is to be able to win the headlines the day after the press conference or when it's announced. And in Chicago, they won the headlines getting Ben Johnson. And I saw one where they said Chicago got their guy, Chicago got the right guy, or whatever it was that was said in numerous publications. But the reality is nobody knows. It feels...
Boy, so that's That's my guy Troy Aikman. He says nobody knows it, and he's right. They won the headlines. You know, they won the ability to say, hey, we got our guy, the hot commodity. Now, like I said, we don't know what Van Johnson is going to look like. We don't know what Aaron or whoever's going to be coaching for the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to put my name in there if they don't fool around and fill that position. I think the reason why nobody want to coach down there in New Orleans, them brothers are over the cap by $52 million. So, man, they going to need some money, man. I want to know what the ramifications for them being over the cap like that, what would be the penalty. But neither here nor there. Yeah, get those likes up, baby. Come on. But nobody knows. Nobody knows what the coach is going to do. You know, we can only speculate.
Good, because that was the guy that so many teams had targeted as their head coach, and Chicago was able to land him, and he could go on and be a great head coach, and I hope that he is. Would love to see Chicago get competitive on a regular basis, but the reality is nobody knows these first-time head coaches as to how they're going to do, and for that matter, you don't even know how a seasoned head coach is going to be, but at least you've got a track record to go off of. So I say that, and although the majority of people may say, Brian Schottenheimer didn't have opportunities in other places, and yet he lands the Dallas Cowboys job. None of it really matters right now. It doesn't matter who they hired in Chicago. It doesn't matter who they'll hire in New Orleans or Brian Schottenheimer in Dallas. That all of them now will be judged on what happens when the season rolls around. And if they win, people will say what a great hire that was. And if they lose, it'll be a bad hire. And it's just the way that it is. So,
and that's what we've been saying. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And the craziest thing of it all, Jimmy Johnson, his first year, they won one game? To a degree, when we talk about Dan Campbell, his first year, he won 3 games, right? Biting kneecaps off and stuff like that. So what I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen, is that even if a coach don't display great first year stuff, you got a lot of process to go through.
He is the head coach. He's in a position now to do what he hopes to do and get the team back on track, and time will tell as to what that might look like. But as we talked about last week, trying to pick a head coach that has no head coaching experience and projecting as to whether or not that guy is going to be successful, because there is so much that goes into whether or not a head coach even is going to have success, is like picking a quarterback in the first round. It's just it's a flip of the coin as to whether or not they're ultimately going to do what you hope they can.
He said all the right things in that press conference. He talked about wanting to establish the culture here, and I was reminded of Jason Garrett's opening press conference, and Jason also came in with the right ideas, I thought. He wanted to establish a culture, accountability, we're going to be on time to meetings. And then over his 10 years, he found it difficult to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is Brian Schottenheimer also going to find it difficult to do that for the reasons that we all know?
Now, we talked about this on the Cowboys Collective, and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, they've been in the mix. But someone in the comment box, they brought up a very great point about Jason Garrett. And they said that, hey, technically, he was 2 plays away from going to the NFC Championship game. 1 being a Dez catch, no catch, right? 2 being the miracle play from Jared Cook or whatever that guy's name is, the tight end that caught that ball from Aaron Rodgers, right? Both been. I kid you not. Both been the direct cost of going against Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy been stopping us from going to the NFC Championship for more than what we know. I can't make this stuff up, man.
sacrifice.
Yeah. So that's just the reality of it. So we've been 2 plays away. There's catch, no catch. The quote-unquote Hail Mary from Aaron Rodgers to the tight end on the sideline. Then Mason Crosby or whatever his name is, kicking the ball in for the win. So that's been the reality of it, right? And is Jason Garrett considered a terrible coach? That's what we going up against our fan base. It's crazy, but neither here nor there.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Well, I mean, every coach has that's been there. That's part of it. It's part of the challenges of the job, and that's why, everyone had these conversations back when Al Davis was still alive and running the Raiders. The Raiders had not enjoyed much success. They had struggled for a number of years. And it didn't much matter who was brought in. Now, Dallas has had much more success in the regular season than the Raiders did, but there's something that's keeping Dallas from doing more, and that's what they've got to figure out. And I've said it a million times. It can't just be that we're going to replace the head coach, and then that's the answer. They've got to do a much deeper dive. I mean, I've got my opinions on what that might look like, but they've got to do a deeper dive into. I mean, it's just any business. If you're not doing what you ultimately want to do, you've got to evaluate where you're at and what you're doing and how you're doing it, and how do we make this better. And like any great organization, it starts at the top. I mean, it's not a novel concept. It is what it is. So yeah, there's a lot of guys, Jason being one of them, and obviously Jason's a really close friend of mine, and I know what he's about, and I know what he wanted to build, and he was there, right alongside me as a player. So the same things that I watched and witnessed as a player when I was in the building are the same things that he saw, and much of which we discussed and would have conversations about. So he was probably more prepared than anybody as far as stepping into that situation and trying to have success with it. So we'll see. I like Brian a lot, as we talked about last week. I hope he's able to do it, and I hope he's able to do it for all the right reasons. But I also near the top of that list, if not at the top of the list, is I hope he does it for the Cowboys fans. It pains me that these Cowboys fans, they invest a lot. It's important to them. They live and die each and every week with the success of the Cowboys. They spend hard-earned money, on whether it's tickets to the game, concessions, jerseys, whatever it might be, supporting the organization. And I don't know that they deserve better, but after all these years, I guess it's fair to say they deserve better. And
we do.
Seeing a team do a little bit more in the postseason than what this team's done.
Talking football with the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman here on The Ticket. Brian Schottenheimer mentioned running the football, and he was very proud of the fact that when he was in Seattle, they led the league in rushing twice.
Properly.
And as we kind of transition to the championship games, we'll take Philly first. Is the running back and the running game officially back now in the NFL?
I think it is. I really do. I think the pendulum has swung back to where teams are reassessing how they've done things and the importance of running the football. And it took time to get away from it, and a lot of it had to do with the rules and how the rules were then favoring the passing game and the explosion of points being scored and offensive football,
right,
and what defensive backs were able to do and all of that. But I do feel that the running game has kind of come back, and I'm happy to see that. I really, it's as a player, we obviously ran the ball well, and
no doubt. I think that the running game never went away. I don't think that it ever went away. I think that the majority of the coaches that emphasizes on high scoring offenses and things like that, and such a polarizing position at the quarterback that you have to make the justifications of paying a quarterback at the time. I'll never forget when the first quarterback deal went for $25 million. They had $25 million? And then it went to 30, 35, 40, 45. And now we got a quarterback that's getting 60. Shout out to Dak Prescott. They left the running backs way behind, as far as that money. So teams, when they started to look at running backs, they started saying, man, we can't let that get out of their hands because of the fact that you pay so much for quarterbacks. But when you look at running backs in general, when they started to go through this trend of devaluing running backs, it's basically because of mathematics. The average lifespan of a running back collectively is 3 years across the NFL. And if you are an elite running back, you get 4 to 5 years. And when you start to quantify those numbers, is also depending on offensive line system and scheme. Can the running back catch out of the backfield? Usage rate, the readiness. When you draft a running back, it's not as difficult as it relates to drafting a DB because of the information that they have to obtain. They mess up, it's a touchdown. Running back mess up, hey, we can get another shot at it, right? So the readiness of a running back transitioning from college to pros is quicker. So teams were able to do running back by committee and then still pay a lot of money for said quarterback. But if you pay attention to the teams that's been winning the Super Bowl and been winning in the postseason, it's still been a team that had the ability to run the ball, whether it was by committee or individual, whether a person was drafted in the earlier rounds or in the later rounds. It's always been the running back. The running back dictates what a defense can do, whether you're going to load up a box or whether you're going to have a light box. The quarterback don't do that. They don't dictate that. And you got to have the ability to do such. You got to have a balanced team is what I'm getting at. Running backs control the clock, and especially if you got the ability to move the chain and you got the lead, you can preserve a lot of things. So you got to run the ball. You can't dismiss the running game, And I think that if you go back and you look at it, yes, Pat Mahomes will be forever remembered for the Super Bowls he have won. But people can't even name me on his first Super Bowl of the running back stat line for your mind. But if you go and look at that stat line, you'll be like, God, the running back really won that Super Bowl. But the fame going to always go to the quarterback. Always. Everybody's going to always give the quarterback the love. But if you go back and look at the stats, you'll see, damn, that running back was able to get things going. Yeah. But neither here nor there. And that's why, when you look at this game going into the Super Bowl, Eagles got a strong chance if Saquon Barkley goes crazy gorilla nuts, And if he don't go crazy gorilla nuts, it's going to be Pat Money Mahomes with another Super Bowl. Yeah, but the run game never really disappeared. The media wanted to. the owners and stuff wanted it to, Interesting to see Spag versus Kellen. What do you think? Sydney, appreciate you so much.
Take the money out!
Now, if they could put the ball in the belly of Saquon, it will be a situation. But far as concepts on passing routes, those DBs going to sit on those things. I think that, if they can create pressure and play disciplined football, Spags will ultimately beat Kellen Moore's philosophy if they're throwing it. But if they're running it, and if they can run pretty well, it's going to be a long night for the Kansas City Chiefs. The other part is that with Vic Fangio's, his defense, the DBs on the Eagles, they be getting scorched. They got a good front seven. But I truly believe that Pat Mahomes is like 8-0 versus Vic Fangio's defense, because it's a simplified defense. It's a zone-based, and it's a situation whereas on certain situations, there will be a lot of holes that Pat Mahomes can pick out if they are not able to create pressure. But even with that, it should be a good game on both sides. I'm always heavy favorite on defense, but now we are seeing the number 1 defense versus the number 2 defense. So whoever makes the most mistakes lose this game. It's going to be a game or a war of turnovers. Whoever create the first mistake or the most mistakes. Yeah, Mahomes got 2 good running backs. Yeah, I mean, you can run on the Eagles on the outside, but don't try to run in between. And we've seen Rico and them get 100 yards on them. So it should still be a good game regardless of it. Y'all know who I got to win this game. But let's get back to the Troy Aikman. Let's get it.
And I don't know that our passing game really got enough credit. I've said this a lot, that we didn't throw it as much as a lot of these other teams, as the 49ers and the Packers and Dolphins and others. So we were never going to lead the league in offense. But when we did throw it, we threw it as well, if not better, than everybody. Our yards per pass, there were years we were number 1. So we were really good when we threw it. And I think you have to have some balance, and that's the key. I think when you get one-dimensional, you've got some problems. And not to mention that running the ball, I think it's hard to be a tough physical football team or regarded as that without running the ball.
Right.
You get labeled as finesse, you get labeled as soft. And I feel that the offensive line, more than any other position group, really sets the tone for the entire team. And if you've got a big, physical, tough offensive line, as we did, then you can kind of flex your muscle a little bit, and you're thought of then as this physical, tough-minded team. And so I there's a lot to being able to run the ball, and what that does for your entire football team, defense included. So, yeah, I like what Philadelphia's done. Love Saquon Barkley.
Hey, hush. But to that point and to that degree, that's why it's extremely important for us to land this deal with Clayton Adams, because we need physicality, we need toughness on this team, and it starts down in the trenches. There's no doubt in my mind that Tyler Smith is a dog, right? Like he's a dog for sure. And you put him in run formation and saying, hey, we finna run this ball. He's gritty. He's dog nasty. So you get that matched up with the fact that you're going to get back to running the ball. Yeah. Cooper Beebe. Yeah. Nasty, dog nasty, man. I'm talking about put his finger in his nose, take the booger out and eat it right in your face. Ow. What up, y'all? Now, that, and run you over and pancake you, right? Dirt you, So, and then to a degree, say whatever you want to say about Tyler Guyton, and y'all can say whatever you want to say about him, but shoot, you pull him, and he's out in front of you, and he got good feet as an offensive lineman. Things can work for him. Get him out of them pass sets. Get him comfortable. Let's get the quarterback in rhythm, and let's get this offensive line in rhythm first. They want to hit somebody. They tired of dropping back pass pro. They want to be able to smash, right? Right. So you want to be able to do that. So that's why it's very important for us to land Clayton. Now, I've heard on Skywalker Steele's show earlier this morning, he had Brian Broaddus on the show. Shout out, kudos and credence to Brian Broaddus. and he said that right now that it was all gas, no pedal, no brakes, all gas, no brakes on Clayton. The absolute grit that we need for this team on the offensive line. So they're still negotiating. I don't know what they're negotiating, but make it quick. Yeah. Yeah, if your offensive lineman not eating boogers and not nasty, I don't want them. I want a nasty offensive line. Yeah, nasty. Food fall on the floor, just scoop it up. Forget washing his hands. That's how nasty I want my offensive linemen to be. Yeah. And Terrence Steele, if you go back and look at his run pro, when he run blocking, he's a whole lot better than the pass pro. He just turned style Steele out there, Steele reserve when he's out there in all of those pass setups. So I want that. And let's not leave out Brock Hoffman, you know what I'm saying? Let's not leave him out of the equation there. Come on with it.
Thrilled to see him have the year that he's had after running behind that offensive line that he had to in New York for so many years. Now he got behind one of the better ones, and we've seen what he's been able to do. And now it's kind of an afterthought as far as, well, do you pay these running backs or do you not pay these running backs after what Derrick Henry did this year and then Saquon Barkley? I think the landscape of free agency for some of these guys might look a little different than it has in other years.
Yeah, for sure.
It's within reasoning. It's within reasoning you pay the running back. It's within reasoning. You just don't do what the Giants did, right? They got rid of Saquon. Well, who was Saquon replacement? What did they do to replace him? Yeah. Right now, I'm more mad at the Giants than I am of the success of the Eagles, right? and to that degree, Derrick Henry is getting paid peanuts, man. And I know he's on the tail end of his career, but he's getting paid peanuts compared to other things, right? So you just got to know what you value. I think that with offensive line play with grit and grind, you can fool around and get into the draft and draft you. Just draft you one. Just draft you one. Be sure to get you one. There was nothing wrong with Ezekiel Elliott drafting him in the first round. But when he started talking about, hey, I got to get back in line again, you drafted one. Not saying you get rid of Zeke at that time because he was the straw that stirred the drinks. He was the, by far, perfect choice. But you can't have a green offensive coordinator he didn't know how to use them at that point. He was still learning on the job in 2019. His first year calling plays. What do you expect? Shoot. And I think Zeke still had 1,000 some yards or something like that, or getting close to that. But his numbers dropped really bad. And they had no plans with Tony Pollard at the time. Hate to go back into the past. But y'all get what I'm saying. Just draft you one. It don't make sense for you to say in the last 6 seasons, the only running back that we drafted was Deuce Vaughn. There's people watching this show right now that's taller and bigger than Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, taller and bigger, probably faster, And said, hey, put me out there if that's the case, Jerry. Shoot. All right, let's listen to more of this.
On the AFC side, the Chiefs did it to the Bills again. You were partly responsible for Bills fans' misery over the years because you beat them twice in the Super Bowl, and they could never get over that hump. And those Bills teams in the early 90s were great teams. Yeah. And these Bills teams appear to be really good, maybe great teams, but they can't get over this Kansas City hump, can't?
No doubt. They go a little bit further in talking about Kansas City and these sorts of things, and especially the Ravens. Sometimes you just have those teams, man, that looks like it's hard to beat, unstoppables, we witnessed that, Majority of the 2000s era was the Patriots. A little piece of the Ravens a little piece of the Colts, them doing all of that stuff. And we saying, hey, when we going to get to that height? So you know what I'm saying? And we still looking to get there. Hey, folks, remember the East-West Shrine game is tonight on NFL Network at 8 o'clock p.m. Yes, so that will be a great game to watch and evaluate the players tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Yeah, we'll be watching that. Yeah. So, true that, poor Bills. Now the notion, I did a mock draft I didn't do the mock draft, but Tankathon did one. And we talked about this on my other channels or what have you. And when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys, currently we have the 12th, the 44th, and the 76th pick, and they went with Ashton Genty. And as much as I can bang the table for Ashton Genty, there's a lot of people banging the table. That same table I'm banging, they banging the same table on the other end. And they said, no, Genty, no, Genty. And I'm saying, yes, Genty, yes, Genty. And, Genty will bring us plenty, And I'm coming up with all type of names of it, right? And they're banging the table saying, well, we can get a Genty in the 3rd round, or we can go get a Genty in the 5th or the 6th because of the running back room is such a large one. Let's get Cam Scatterboo and them. But what I'm going to say again, and I'm going to say this over and over again, I would rather lean on what Genty did in high school and then on the collegiate level and take that risk of it not being available on this level. Because if that the case, if it's so easy for anybody to do it, the next running back that once Genty is gone should be putting up Genty numbers, right? If it's just because he went to Boise, then every Boise running back from here on out should be able to do the same thing, right? I would rather take the risk of having that here and being a failure versus not taking the risk and having it going somewhere else and being a success. So, yes, give me Genty and everything else will work its way out. You can start working things out and still go get that running back that you're banging the table on. You're banging it in the later rounds. Go get that. Tone says, no running back in the 1st round, please. And I feel you. Just as much as we may dog out a running back that was drafted in the 1st round, we can sing praises for that too, We can sing praises for that. It's not like, of course, Todd Gurley, he had a slew of injuries, right? But it's not like he was just terrible, right? And they moved on from him. There's nothing wrong with moving on. It's not like Ezekiel Elliott was terrible. He was great for us. Now, those 6 games that we lost, I'm going to my grave saying, hey, the NFL screwed us. Yeah, with no grease. They screwed us. 6 games on an innocent man. If I'm Zeke, there should be a class action or some type of we should file. Cowboy fans should file a class action lawsuit because those 6 prime games, we would never ever get those games back on an innocent man, right? That was suspended for political hypes, So, that's just for what it is. It's better to go out there and take the risk of getting Genty versus nothing. And on top of that, if you look into the context of, or just look into this, there's not a Boise State offensive lineman that's of the kinds of caliber of a Cooper Beebe. There's not a Boise State offensive lineman that's not even of the kinds of caliber of a Tyler Smith, a Tyler Guyton. There's not even a Boise State offensive lineman that's in the same room of a Brock Hoffman. There's not a Boise State offensive lineman, even to the degree, not even one, is as good as Terrence Steele. So, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Let's not overcomplicate this thing. Now, granted, the only way I'll move on from this if Tet is there. If Ted McMillan is there and the Cowboys decide to go with Ted, hey, I'm cool with that. Right? So it's what it is. The Raiders won't let Genty slide. I don't know, man. The Raiders got other issues that they got going on. Let me see. Who did they have on this mock draft? Will Johnson. They got him drafting Will Johnson. They got a new coach. They got a defensive-minded coach out of not Brian Schottenheimer. What's his name? Pete Carroll. He do have some. Look, Pete Carroll, by him talking to the Cowboy, he do have intel, right? He could snatch up Ashton Genty with that, but that means somebody else gonna fall, right? That means that Will Johnson. We need a Will Johnson here, regardless of who we get with that first pick. We need for that guy to be explosive, and I'm looking for an offensive guy. Defensive guy. If Mason Graham is there, yeah, I'm running to the podium to grab him, but I don't think that he's going to be there from a defensive aspect. Kevin Banks, that's more of a Cowboys type or kind of caliber pick, but I don't think that he's going to slip all the way to the 12th, but we've seen crazy things happen. Give me Genty, though. If he's there, give me Genty. And if somehow we've seen crazier things happen, if Travis Hunter falls all the way to the 12th, that's crazy. It probably happen if he get caught up doing something with his lady friend or, find a bag of weed or somewhere, and question his eligibility in the NFL and things like that. Or you can smoke, but, they be like, hey, man, why you got the weed right there? But it's crazy. Abdul Carter, a lot of people love him, right? If he falls to that spot and they got him going number 2 overall. But if the Browns pick up Abdul Carter, it will allow them to say, hey, Myles Garrett, we know we were talking glowingly of you, but we're going to let you go. The Cowboys should get him. It's so many things that can happen in this draft. But to be 1,000, they have us in the second pick, and I love talking about mocks, but we got to do this due process. They got us going with Matthew Golden. He's a short area quickness guy, deep ball threat. I wouldn't mind him at 6 foot. You can line him up pretty much anywhere, everywhere out there. I've seen him do that. His hand sometimes is questionable. I've seen him catch some spectacular plays, but I've seen him allow the ball to hit the body and frame. I don't see him nosing the ball as much, but he is short area quickness guy. He can take deep routes. He's a savvy route runner. He's stack and release pretty well. I wouldn't mind Matthew Golden. And then last but not least on this list, Barrett Carter. If y'all look him up, dynamic linebacker. They even put him in Clemson sometimes at running back. He's explosive, athletic, and beyond. And if anything, with this particular defense and the way we're going to look like with Eberflus, the linebackers about to shine, baby. Oh, yeah, the linebackers about to shine. Oh, yeah, they're going to shine. Before y'all dog Carter, he's like a better version of Bruce Carter when Bruce Carter was here. He's athletic. And I hope he can stay healthy because Bruce Carter, phenomenal, right? But what I'm getting at is that the linebacking room is going to be a whole lot better. And right now, according to the roster, well, we have Leofow, Overshown is kind of like, our heart, and on top of that, we looking at the fact that we can look into a linebacker because we don't have many on this roster, basically. And I'm not finna talk about the other guy that I lost that bet to Okoye with. But the running back from SMU is good too. Yeah, you can take a look at him as well. Shout out to the Senior Bowl highlights and stuff like that. The Circus House killing our valuable time, our team, and our time and money. Yeah, I feel you. Pittman is good. Genty, Henderson, or Johnson will be fired. Yeah. Don't talk about my guy Damone Clark. Yeah. Brandon Ross says, are we taking Arch Manning? That Arch Manning stuff ain't going to go away, I hear, and I'm hearing more and more crazy insights about this. This was something that my guy David kind of captured what Cam Newton said. Bruce Carter blast from the past. Yes, yeah. Bruce Carter was fast, and he caught 5 INTs in one season. 5. I said, God dog. Bruce Carter was covering every blade of grass. And when you look at division-based defense that Flus is going to try to run here, it's going to be less blitzing, and I know we don't like that, but he want a dominant front four, meaning that if this is a situation and scenario we lose out on Osa, because I'm hearing that the Commanders they're banging the table. They want Osa. And it's going to be hard for us to compete in a competitive market when we got $2.15 and they got $90 million over there. Literally. True story. We got $2.15. And I'm lying on that. Because shoot, we don't have that. We in the negatives. We are in the negatives. And let me make sure that over the cap done updated. And yeah, we are negative $2.9 million in the hole. Now these things can be flipped around, but I don't think that we can compete against some of these other teams as it relates to them being in the market for free agency. How are we going to compete? If Stephen Jones, let me go back to Stephen Jones one more time.
Along the same lines, there was a lot of talk about family and continuity in the press conference with Brian the other day, and getting a guy that Eberflus to come back. How much does that help that alignment of knowing how he is as a person coming in?
I mean, we call it both things. We want continuity, but we also want change. And obviously what we've done, hadn't gotten the job done. We accept that. We accept that our fans can have frustration, that we hadn't gotten that job done. And you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect something to change. So we need to change, but at the same time, we've got a lot of things right. And so there's a lot of continuity we want to keep as well. So the combination of continuity, but also change is why Coach Schottenheimer's our coach.
Stephen, you mentioned
because at the end of the day, our goal's what our fans want, which is we want to win playoff games, we want to win championships, we want to win Super Bowls.
Kind of along the same lines, there was a lot of talk about family.
He said we want to win playoff games, championships, and Super Bowl, and we all want that, So there are going to be structures that we're going to have to go in, and we got to allow this due process to continue to be doing, right? We got to allow this assembly to continue to assemble. And speaking of that, one of our presenting sponsors of this episode is Underdog Fantasy. Download Underdog Fantasy or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. And when you go there, and if it's your first time, use promo code LAW, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, claim your 50% deposit match, and they do higher or lower on their selection. Like they got Ja Morant tonight, is going to go higher or lower than 22.5, and all you have to do is make that quick selection. They got basketball, baseball, football. They even got some stuff on the NFL Super Bowl that's going to happen next week. So be sure to download Underdog Fantasy, play around with the app, and as well as play around on the website. But be sure to use the promo code LAW to help support the nation so we can continue to do these long shows and to give me a reason to do these long shows, because we got to talk about these type of things as it relates to sponsorships. So I appreciate y'all support on everything and anything that you'll do. But the notion that the Cowboys are going to go into a full season of tanking for one quarterback who haven't played his full season at UT yet. He got unbelievable untapped potentials. But the notion that we're going to just tank for the entirety of the season is foolery, right? And it's very much so up there on clickbaiting, you know. And shout out to Cam Newton. I appreciate his thoughts and his information on that, but I don't think that this would happen. And this is from my guy David, who pretty much posted this.
And that's why there's not enthusiasm that Stephen A. is. On top of this,
It's really low. I ain't gonna play it all.
I think they tank it for Arch. Make it make sense. Okay. Wow.
Look, when they went into that production meeting and you see Stephen A. Smith saying, wow, man, come on, y'all know he was going to have this topic. And this is why we are the America's team. You got the Senior Bowl going on. You got East-West Shrine Bowl, you know what I'm saying? You got the Bohemian Grove thing going on the other side of the Illuminati Hill. You got the Super Bowl that's going to be in the next week with Pat Mahomes and the Philadelphia Eagles. And they still talking about Dallas. Yeah. They can't get it or keep it out of their mouths, right? Big day. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we're going to forever be talked about. The Dallas Cowboys. They scrambling and scraping for content. You know, they can't make this stuff up. It's crazy, you know. Oh, my goodness, man. But that's just where we are up against, and that's where we at. And before I go any further, not everybody's going to be on the same page thinking of these things, right? Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. So not everybody thinking these type of things, man. But let me tell y'all, some of y'all are smelling this, man. And if it don't smell good, you know, you already know. You got to wash it off. You just can't put deodorant over it. When it's not smelling good, you got to wash it off. But if you having problems and issues with that, let me just tune into this right here for you. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
Let's go, baby. So speaking of control, you know, the Cowboys can't control the narrative that they are in right now. This would be a great day. My guy, Mauricio from A to Z Sports Dallas, appreciate him. He says, hey, this would be a great day to re-sign Lunda Wells. I think that Lunda Wells should be at play, even though we've been talking about Clayton Adams here as the offensive line coach. I think that Lunda Wells bring in so much creativity to the team, value to the team, that it would be hard. It would be a hard miss, man, if he fool around and go to another team. And he's such a well prepared. If we want to continue to have growth with this tight end room, if he's not promoted to being the offensive line coach, right? Extend him to be the tight end coach for 3 to 4 more years, and let's get this thing rocking and rolling. And also, with that being said, the Cowboys have signed Vice President of Player Operation Will McClay to a multiple-year extension. It is now reported that extension is 5 years. So 5 more years of Will McClay, and you don't have to look over your back or look in between other things. He will be here. All right, we got a super chat. Let the AI speak.
Angie Lamb, $19.99. Hey Law, you know I had to show you some love. Go get you a 3-piece chicken and biscuit on me, smiley face.
No doubt, shoot.
Take the money out! All of it! Come on!
Come on!
You're wasting my time now. Come on!
Appreciate you, Angie. I'm gonna take heed to what you saying. Give me a 3-piece, but with $19.99, where I'm going, shoot, that can be like a 6-piece. So yeah, appreciate you so much for the $19.99 super chat or the $20 holler, because that's exactly what it is. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, Will McClay earned that. He's gonna be here for 5 more years. That's gonna be a situation and scenario that we can all say, yeah, is happy to be. Scouting since 2014, founded 15 Pro Bowlers, 6 All-Pros throughout his tenure here. A key retention for the Cowboys club moving forward as with Brian Johnson. So when we start talking about vision and aligning everything, sometimes people can be driving. You know, Sidney Jones said, "You going to get some churches?" Yeah. Yeah. But neither here nor there. If you don't have vision and it's not aligned, and you driving and you somehow hit something, and it was not your fault completely, because it was either someone else swerved in your lane and their vision wasn't aligned, but yours were, then you know who to call. And we're going to make sure that you call the right folks.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
That's 214 or 817, and all of the threes your fingers can dial. There's Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers. Be sure to check them out. There were multiple car wrecks that happened this last night, basically. Multiple. And I know if you're living in the heart of Dallas, you're not familiar with the area and the terrain, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are safe and secure. This was captured by NBC, DFW. You know, if anybody know any of these people that's been in these flooded areas and can't get out of their own way on the highway, be sure to reach out to them, to let them know to reach out to Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers. Hit my line, baby. Let's get ready to get things going here on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Appreciate everybody for calling in. If you can, 657-390-7391. Let's get it, Cowboy Nation. With the first person that's on the hotline for your mind. From the 305, you're live. Talk to me.
What's good, big y'all? What's good?
Hey, man, all is well. Can't complain at all. Chief, what you got for the show today?
Man, thank you for always taking my call. First of all, big law, thank you for always taking my call, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Man, first of all, I want to say, man, is that my co-owner taking accountability?
Yeah.
This can't be coming in. That's not my co-owner's big law. That's not Steven. He done went to the 12-step program, and that's Steven, bro. That's not Steven. He done went to the 12-step program. I think he ought to look at now, man. He sober up. You get what I'm saying?
He had to, man. I could not believe it. I cannot believe it. Even though it was coming out of his mouth, I was looking for somebody else. Got to be somebody else talking for him, you know.
Yeah, man, he had a publicist had to write that for him, man. But I'm glad that he said it though, like, because that's all the fans want to hear, man. Real talk, like that's all we want to hear. Like, man, hey, do y'all see what y'all doing, man? Do y'all know that the last 30 years y'all just didn't get it right the way y'all doing it? Maybe it's time for a change. So I'm glad that he came out and said that. It put a smile on my face today, man. And shout out to Will McClay for getting his contract. Man, I asked you about that 2 days ago.
Right.
about Will McClay, and the next day they gave it to him. So I'm glad that is intact because, believe it or not, man, Will McClay is the general manager of the team.
Yeah.
He won't get the title, but he does put the team together with the other guys, but he mostly put the team together. He is the scout. Another thing, Big Law, man, I got a bone to pick with you with this Jency thing, man. I know you've been going hard on this Jency thing.
Right.
But it's too many running backs out here.
How many running backs did the things that Genty did? That's out there.
Yeah, go around the front. Sorry about that, Big Law. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to hit the Sonic on you. How many running backs did the things that Genty did?
No, I mean, listen, Genty had a great year, but that's just a great year, Big Law. We have so many needs. That I feel like that pick right there, because you have so many running backs, man, it's not called for right in that moment. I can see if we was one player away or just a running back away from contending, but we not, y'all. I think, honestly, we need to get a offensive lineman. And the reason why I'm saying that because you killed two birds with one stone. Right now, I'm shaky about.
So are you lamenting the fact that you would take a Kevin Banks or a Will Campbell over Genty right now? Because those are the only two offensive linemen that I would pretty much say that's in the top 10, and they should be gone if they're worth the grain of salt. I don't think that they'll fall all the way to the 12th.
See, I know people will go crazy after we said this, but if they saying the guy Simmons pan out, if I could drop a little bit behind the draft and pick up another 4 or another 3rd and drop back a little bit and get that guy Simmons, I would think because he looked like a true left tackle from just the film that they showed right now. You get what I'm saying? I don't know medically he was clear with those, but if he medically clear.
If medically clear, but I get it, Simmons and all of that, and he may be a dog, but he ain't a Genty. We'll be looking at this back 5 years from now and be like, damn, yeah, look at Genty running that thing in for touchdowns, multiple touchdowns, and we got a nice possible guy that can be on the team, but he's hurt, So I don't know, man. I get the pushback, because we do have a lot of running backs in this draft, but we can't get too cute. If the best player available is Genty, the only player that I would take over Genty at that spot is Tet. But if Genty is there, I'm running to the podium, I'm getting Genty, and then I'm going back into the draft since the draft is such a running back heavy draft, and I'm double dipping.
See, that's what I'm saying, though. Why would you double dip? You already got Diddle. I mean,
we don't have Diddle yet. We don't have Diddle. He's a free agent. You got to pay for him.
He's a free agent, but let's just say we pay for him. He's in the right price, right? That he just gave you 1,000 yards. So therefore, with a good O-line, anybody could give you that 1,000 to 1,500 yards.
All 1,000 yards are not created equal, though. Najee Harris had 1,000 yards every season, right? Since he's been in the league, doesn't mean that he's a great explosive running back, right?
Yeah, but do Pittsburgh got a good O-line?
That's subjective. That's subjective.
Dominant O-line?
That's subjective, because do the 49ers have a dominant offensive line?
Yeah, McCaffrey got hurt. Big Low?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they were able, put it like this. The 49ers were able to get multiple 1,000 yards out of Elijah Mitchell and whoever else they had out there. Until they got a CMC, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? What the Eagles did was they copy paste what the 49ers did, right? And now they're in the Super Bowl. Like if McCaffrey CMC wasn't hurt, then they probably would have had a better season. Don't get me twisted with that. But I'm telling you right now, you just don't pass up on one of those dynamics, because I'm quite sure that we can look back at the Eagles. You erase Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Gainwell, and whoever, Will Shipley, whoever they have at their running backs, they would still have 1,000 yards, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, okay. If you projecting him to be that, right? From the film, he looks great. I'm not knocking you down,
right?
He looks great from the film. You projecting him to be a Barkley or a Henry, whatever, to have that type of career. But just like earlier you said, the career of a running back it's 2 to 3 years.
Right.
So,
The career of a running back is 3 to 4 years. Yeah, off of projections. Yeah. The average lifespan of all NFL players are right at 4 seasons. Yeah.
Right. So with my old lineman, I know at least if I have a good old lineman, I know I can at least get him for 2 contracts, which is like almost 10 years. Right?
How many times we going to continue to invest in offensive linemen? You know, like we already have a Tyler Smith. We have a Tyler Guyton. We keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results on this offensive line. Right?
Okay, but no. Do Barkley, put it like, do Barkley and Henry run the team if they was on their original teams this year?
No.
Do Barkley do that same thing if he was on New York this year?
Barkley probably do the same things here if he was here. I don't know. Those are the areas of the unknown. You got to be committed to the commitment, because it's at the same time on this last stretch of those games, Rico Didal was equivalent to what you're saying, was putting up great yards per average against, some suspect teams, but he was still able to put up some yards. So if you put Saquon Barkley here, who knows? That could have been even more of an explosive attitude that we would have seen in the backfield. So, yeah, I can't compare Barkley to the unknowns, right?
I get what you're saying, Law. You make a lot of sense, but
that's what I'm saying. That's why you get Genty, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get Genty. It makes a lot of sense.
I don't see you getting the same results without that Eagles O-line. I don't see Barkley getting the same results in New York without that Eagles O-line. You get what I'm saying?
But you think do you think Barkley would get the same? Do you think Barkley get the same results if he went to the Ravens?
The Ravens have
do you think? All right, so for that argument, if you pick Saquon Barkley, if you pick up Saquon Barkley and you remove the offensive line and you put him on the 49ers, do he give you the same results?
Barkley on the 49ers this year? No,
this year or any year.
Right?
Any year.
No, I mean, listen, any running back, you know this, Law. You need them holes to be opened up, Law. You need those holes to open up. So don't sit back and then say,
well, wait. I just said that you, the offensive lineman, you don't even know who the offensive lineman, Trent Williams, and that's it. Now Pooney, he did a great job this past season, but outside of Trent Williams, nobody know, But I appreciate you, bro. We got other callers, man. In closing, what's your closing?
No. Thank you. No, ain't no closing. Thank you. That's my debate. I'm gonna keep debating.
You keep debating, yeah.
Hey, if he do an outstanding combine, then I'm all for. I gotta look at the film is great.
Yeah.
I gotta look at his combine numbers compared to the film, and then I might give you another shot at it. But thank you for taking my call.
No doubt, man.
I know you have plenty of callers, man. Thank you, Law.
No doubt, man. Yeah. And I love the pushback. I get the notion that we are timid on drafting the running back. And we got so many running backs in this draft. But don't make it so complicated. Just draft the running back, and then you got 10 draft picks. 10. And if this running back class is as deep as it's supposed to be, then pick up another one. You know what I'm saying? If you play a player, you say you can pull them, Yeah, I can go in club and pull anybody I want. Well, pull the dime first. Make sure you get one. Get you an ace in the book. Get you an ace. And then make sure you get another one down the stretch. If you say that this running back is good, this running back class is good, y'all get what I'm saying? Just go ahead and make sure you solidify the deal first. And if it don't work, you got cheap deals for 4 years, for 4 years off of their contract. Just don't re-sign them. He's going to give you something. Look, he's not getting all of them yards in Boise by mistake. He's not going to come here and be dog water, right? It would be a different situation if it was like Melvin Gordon, who everybody, mama, uncle, cousin was talking about Wisconsin's offensive line. That's what they known for. Travis Frederick and them. It's a whole different story. If Boise State was known for their offensive line and we sitting there looking at Ashton Jeanty like, oh, man, that's just the offensive line. But even if you look at Penn State and Boise and what Jeanty was able to do against Penn State, he still averaged 3.5 or 3.7 and still got you a hundo. And he's the only one who was on the team. You can't name me another guy on Boise. You can name me a gang of people on Penn. Defense, yeah. That's all I'm saying. But I got the next caller, man, from the 214. I see 100 grand. You stay on waiting. And then I see my guy MJ. All right, so from the 214, Darius, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com.
Hey, Long, right there with you, man. I agree with you 1,000%. You know, Ashton is my guy. The only reason I feel like we would go and get a running back in the later rounds is if Ashton is not there. I just feel like that will be reserved as a contingency plan if Ashton is not there to get a running back in the later rounds. I'm right there with you. I agree with you 1,000%. The thing I called to talk to you about was, and I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but we just got to keep it real. We just got to be objective with it. Me personally, I'm putting Dak on the 2-year plan to where I'm a surround him with a running game,
right?
And I'm gonna give him another receiver outside of CeeDee Lamb that's above serviceable. And within those 2 years, if we can't make it to the NFC Championship, then I'm looking at Arch. And that's just for me. And I know $1,000 is coming behind me. I didn't ask you for your opinion, big dog. So don't come after me after I finish talking. No, because I already know how this is going to go. $1,000. I didn't ask you for your opinion on my opinion. Stick to your topic, big dog. Thank you. Okay. Because anytime anybody gets to say anything about that, you got to slurp them up. I'm not asking. So that's beside the point. So let me do that U-turn back to what I was calling you about.
Right.
That's personally what I'm doing, because we kind of see what Dak is for this team, and like you said, if we surround him with all these things and we still can't get the job done, we just got to be honest with what it is. And I'm not saying that Arch, matter of fact, I am saying it because I said it about Jaden Daniels.
Well, you said that about those guys, but man, don't we would have to be dog water. Right, for to be one game or win 2 games, and if we pumping up this shoddy the way he's supposed to be able to do things, it would be damn near impossible for us to be playing on a 3rd place schedule this season, right? And to play dog water, crazy dog water, right? And I know your stipulation is NFC Championship, and then for us to be going into another year playing dog water. That means that Will McClay going to be trash on his evaluation of finding players, right? That means that this defense, Eberflus, he's going to be trash on finding players because I don't think that we are to that degree of being dog water. You know, I don't think that we are a 1 or 2 win team. We were just 1 or 2 games away from going to the postseason this year, right? And Jaden Daniels, It took him a Hail Mary, right? And it took the Cowboys a Warrior touching the ball from them being kicked out of the postseason. So I don't know, Darius. It's a lot of gray areas with that of us being able to get Archie, you know. And who's to say that Archie's going to be the best quarterback? It could be somebody else coming out of the weeds that's going to be a little bit better than him, you know.
Trust me. Trust me on this one, big dog. Remember, I called in and I told you before he even took a snap, I said, Jaden is going to be one of them ones. I said that. I'm telling you this about Arch right now. I'm a UT fan. I'm a UT fan. It feels good to be one right now.
But what about the other guy you was talking about, the Pat Mahomes lookalike kid, you know? Yeah. He got his bandana. Yeah. Is Archie going to be better than him, by the way? You know, he got the side, he got the mohawk and everything like Pat Mahomes.
Rayola got some developing.
Rayola, but what did Rayola develop?
So I said the 3 guys to take a look at is Shador, Arch, and Rayola. Rayola is the wild card, but I did say Shador and Arch. Well, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna take my L on that. He still has to develop. That's what I'm
Right,
saying about that.
right. So did Pat Mahomes. It's not like Pat Mahomes was a sure thing, right? Not like he was the first number one pick, like a Stafford or Matt Ryan, or even to that degree of golf, right? You know, out of all of the people that was drafted number one overall, it's not like people said this is a sure pick right here, Pat Mahomes. No, he had to go into a system that fit him like a glove. So and he had to sit for a whole year under Alex Smith. So none of these guys, man, is going to be who people think they are going to be when they get to the next level.
You 1,000%. You are 1,000% correct. But the draft is a crapshoot. You can hit or you can miss. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
My thing is I will be willing to go all in on Arch. Me personally, from what I'm looking at. And so let me counter your point, and then I'll say my last point in closing. So to counter your point that you counter me with. I think you were saying what you were just saying. You said I forgot what you just said because it was a good ass point that you made, but I forgot what you were saying. No, you was like we would have to play like hot garbage in order to get Arch Manning. Right. So this is my counter to that. Me personally, this is my philosophy. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have shit. If you don't have a head coach, 9 times out of 10, you don't got shit neither. Right. So you got to nail those two positions. So me personally, I would sell out. I know Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones.
He gonna be 95 by that time. Shoot, I'll be really talking about live like 95. Jerry Jones gonna be 95 years old talking about tanking. Come on, man. But keep going.
I'm not saying tank. What I'm saying is sell out to get them. Whatever you got to do, trade your picks. Because it's what you need. Like, if you need a quarterback, you need to do everything that you need to do to get that quarterback. And so you don't have to be ass to get the quarterback. Just sell your picks and go and get them. I know they don't do that. I'm telling you from my philosophy, that's the possibility of what you could do. Now, in closing, this is my last point. With all that being said, I have a sneaky suspicion Shotty may just be good. I got a sneaky suspicion and a really good feeling about this next coaching regime. I kind of feel like within the next 2 to 3 years that we can make it to the NFC Championship. Now, will we make it to the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl? That I don't know. But I just have a really good feeling about Schottenheimer. I know that's like complete contradictory to what I just said, but I got a good feeling about that, man.
Well, I hope your feeling is right, man. I appreciate you for calling in, Darius.
Yes, indeed.
No doubt, man. Good call from Still, you know. We got Angie with a super chat.
Take the money out, all of it.
He said, Angie Lamb says, Lord, put a timer on these callers, please. Yeah, we will consider that, especially on how I'm gonna tell the callers this. Look, don't rush, but keep in mind we got a long line. Kevin states he just want to give support.
Take the money out.
Appreciate it for the $4.99 for your mind. Appreciate you so much for your support on help growing the nation. Kevin also put another $4.99. Boy, you rich, boy.
Take the money out.
Yes, indeed. You're rich. Get Kevin Banks. Now, Kevin, is this Kevin Banks? You know what I'm saying? You know, give me some of that NIL money, man. I know you got it. Come on.
Take the money out.
Yeah.
All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on.
Come on. Come on, give me some of that NIL money. I know you got some millions in that pocket. Get Kevin Banks Jr. from Texas as the left tackle. Kelvin Turk Edwards. I know that's like probably one of them names that your last name may be Banks. I know what you're doing here. You the father of Kevin Banks, and you just kind of disguising yourself. But give me some of that NIL money, man. Come on, I know you got it. Take the money out. Yes, indeed. Or hit some of these sponsors up like Underdogs and Mendo. Come on with it. Appreciate you for your support. I do like Kevin Banks, by the way, on all seriousness, right? And if Genty is not there and Kevin Banks is there, you grab your offensive lineman once again, right? And you go into the second round and you be sure to grab your running back. Don't be hitting us with we signed Rico and them, and we got Deuce Vaughn, Rico and Deuce Vaughn for the 2025 season. We're gonna roll with that, and then in the 5th and the 6th round, we're gonna draft some other running back. Or they go through the whole process and we don't need no running backs. We got running backs at the crib. Don't forget about Nate Pete, and then all of a sudden it forced me to do some highlight videos of Nate Pete, and then there's gonna be a ton of Cowboys fans say we good. We got Rico, we got a new system, we got Deuce Vaughn, we got a new system, we got Hunter Lupke, and we got Nate Pete. Come on, baby, let's go win the Super Bowl. No, don't do that plan, y'all. Please don't do that. Don't do that to me. Come on, don't do me like that. Yeah. I got from the 201, 100 grand with the plan. What you got for me?
Can you mind my business, Lord, minding my own business. I don't really have to say anything. It's contradictory, boy. Let's get into itself. If the coaching is bad and Dak Prescott gonna be bad, then wouldn't you get rid of the coach too? But then you're gonna turn around and say the coach gonna be good? I'm trying. Don't make sense to me, Lord. The boy just need to be right. You know what I mean? But he can't get right. What side are you on, cuz?
Oh my God, really? Oh my God, we are family. Come on, man. Yeah, man.
Side you on, bro?
I got Darius. I got Darius, man. Which side you on, man? You live with the 100 grand.
One grand.
What side you want?
No.
What side you want?
Shut your fucking mouth, nigga. Shut your fucking mouth. Did I not just say?
What side are you on? I don't care about all that cursing, all that Hulk Hogan shit you doing. This ain't the WWE, my boy. All that Hulk Hogan you doing over there.
Watch me trying to overtalk.
All that huffing and puffing you doing.
Look at it.
I asked you one question. What side you on?
I'm on the Cowboy side. Now can I talk now?
Cowboy side. Lord, is that an answer to my question? Hey, Lord, is that an answer to my question?
Hey, man.
What side are you on?
What side? What's the sides? What are these sides? What are these sides?
Let me get
you want
the French fries. Let me get the French fries. The
ahead,
side,
Bo.
man.
You want
Is
a
spaghetti
Dak
considered a side dish? Oh my bad.
Are you on the Dak Prescott and this new coach side? Or you want to get rid of Dak Prescott? And if Dak Prescott gonna be bad, you saying get rid of the coach too? So what side are you on, bro?
This is what I'm.
I see Manning. Are you kidding me? The boy couldn't even start. The boy didn't even start where he was at.
I can't even get out of words. You know what I'm saying? Look at him.
All right, 100 grand. Let's him for 30 seconds. Go ahead, Derek.
God dang. Like you can't make it up. This dude is retarded. Okay.
All right, for 30 seconds. Go ahead.
So this is the side I'm on. I said in 2 years I'm putting Dak on a 2-year plan. If we can, with this coach, if we cannot make it to the NFC Championship with this coach, Einstein, then I would go to and get Arch. If we can't make it with, if we can't make it to the NFC Championship with this coach and Dak, if we can, because I have a good feeling that we can, then keep him. But if we can't, then move on from him. Smart one.
No doubt. All right, so I got 100 grand with a rebuttal, man. What you got?
I got one question, and you can put it back on him. Let's say we get rid of Dak. How many years are you giving Archie Manning?
5 years, right? Because it's going to be under the rookie's contract.
No, go back. Put it back on him. No. Put it back on him. No. How many years are we giving Archie?
So Dak has been here for approximately 8. So 8 fair to say? So is that a fair assessment to say 8 years? That won't be right?
He said 8 years.
How many different coaches did Dak Prescott have in these 8 years? How many different coordinators did Dak Prescott have in these 8 years?
Hey, man.
Can you answer that for me, Law?
Shoot, man. More than 2, more than 3. Scott Linehan, Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy Moore, right? And now Brian Schottenheimer. I think that you can look at it from that aspect. So different variations of roles there, man. But it's a crazy take, man. It's a wild take from both of you.
How many times did Dak Prescott have a stacked offense like Jalen Hurts had? See, you getting me messed up. If Dak Prescott had the same offense as Jalen Hurts, 2 number 1 wide receivers, a running back, and it's been 8 years, and Dak Prescott didn't get the job. Can you shut up? You
clown.
And he has not worked it out. I would be like, yo, get rid of Dak. Get rid of Dak straight up. He got 2 top wide receivers. He got a running back. Offensive line is amazing. Get rid of Dak. But that's not the case. That's not the case.
Your final rebuttal, Darius. Go ahead.
If he telling me that, then that's when he'll give Dak some type of hold Dak to some type of standard of accountability. If he telling me under those circumstances, that's when he'll finally do it. Then okay, we'll see. Because to me, it sounds like he's full of excuses. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you say. It doesn't matter. He's going to always have a rebuttal. Oh, it ain't this. Oh, it ain't that. Oh, it ain't this. Oh, it ain't that. Man, shut up. Like, when are you going to hold this man responsible and accountable? But okay, if you telling me under those circumstances, then that's when you will. We'll see. We'll see.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for calling in. All right, $100,000, man. Your final remarks, man. Before I
now, can I go? I want to go to the point that I originally wanted to go into before I was interrupted.
Go ahead.
Now, we talked. Now, it brought up don't get the running back.
Right.
Are you stupid? We need weapons to compete. Why would you not go get the number 1 running back? Why not? Go get that man.
Right. Let's not make it complicated.
Why are you going to go to the 5th round and go get a guy? We got a guy in the 5th round. We not competing with Philly like that. I'm not worried about Washington. Washington is dog water trash. I don't care that they got lucky, Law. They got lucky with that run. We beat them. The goddamn Giants almost beat them boys. They only beat them by field goals. And you're going to sit here and tell me he picked Jaden Daniels, and Jaden Daniels is great. Are you kidding me? That boy trash. That boy is dog water.
Wait, $100,000. He had a good year, man, but I ain't gonna beat him up though. We'll see. One more year. I can see one more year.
They beat the Giants with field goals, Law. They beat the Giants with the field goal kicker. Tell me how Jaden Daniels lit it up.
Man, $100,000. Free. It took a Hail Mary to beat Chicago.
And since everybody want to say this guy beat Dak and that guy beat Dak, so I think Cooper Rush is better than Jaden.
Appreciate you $100,000 with the plan. Oh my gosh, boy, that's a battle royale for you, man. My thing is with Jaden Daniels, I'm not going to speak any ill will or too positive about him. All I'm going to say is he had a damn good rookie season from what was the expectations of the Washington team in general, right? And they have $90 million. And I'm going to be sitting back watching the Washington team to see how they move with $90 million. Will they add to Jaden Daniels? Because the thing is try to move the argument. And I get what $100,000 is saying. The thing is try to move the argument away from the individuals, right? Like, we can say the same thing about Jalen Hurts, but that particular Eagles team, they believe in him and they add weapons for him. They don't take away. They don't just give him a Noah Brown and T.Y. Hilton in them. They go out there and they put weapons around him because they believe in him. So I'm quite sure that the Washington team believe in Jaden Daniels and they're going to continue to add more pieces. Boy, it's crazy how things can go, when you start adding pieces to said team. So it is what it is. I got 206, then I had Walker Wade, hold tight. But from the 206, MJ, you're live on the Nation. Talk to your boy.
What up, Law?
What's
How
up?
you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Can't complain.
I'm gonna reboot both of them. Now, both of them is done right, but both of them kind of wrong too. And let me tell you why. Okay, you had the best offensive line when that was the first year. 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You know, like you said earlier, the lucky play. But we got beat. It's just call it what it is. We got it's luck too. So Green Bay lucked up and beat us, and I can see you going way back. Remember, and that halfback that we had, we let him go to Philly. What's that halfback?
DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray. Yeah.
Murray in that game, y'all. The Cowboys was about to blow Green Bay away. See, people don't remember. He had a big wide open hole, and he ran up that hole, and the dude came out of nowhere and knocked the ball out, changed the momentum. That's what it's like me and Long say. Something stupid ever happened to us. Green Bay was about to get blown out, and then it came to the catch. So that was before the catch. We would have won that. But they said what they saying. We had receivers, Mari Cooper. We had 3 receivers went for 3,000, 1,000 yards.
Right.
We had the team had halfback, and we lost to the 49ers. We got beat.
In 2021, and I think that what you're supposed to do with that, MJ, is to build upon that. I think that the Cowboys, instead of blowing that up in 2021,
they shouldn't have blew it up.
They shouldn't have blew it up. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They should have kept. They kept that. Yeah.
So
right.
We ain't going back to the old time. Let's stop talking about that. That's over with. The 90s over with. The 80s over with. It's 2000 now. Now, I like what the coach is doing. He put his whole step. And what he's trying to tell every one of y'all, when he was coaching last year, and he was telling McCarthy, we should do this, he had to hold his tongue because he didn't want to look like he was running over the coach. The coach like, no, I'm doing it this way. I'm gonna make it throw 30 or 40 times. You got your quarterback to pull his hamstring with stupid plays, and he should have ran the ball. Now, they're gonna run the ball. The scheme is gonna be different. The receiving route's gonna be better. And y'all keep thinking like we ain't got no receiver. Florida is dangerous because he made one of the best corners look stupid in preseason. And now you can see that corner was frustrated for Oakland. And he was killing him.
Yeah.
McCarthy didn't use him. So this coach knows. He said, I got some receivers. Probably told you,
right.
We got the receivers. Now we might. I'm going to go with your route. The line is good. You forgot about Big Thomas. They didn't play him.
Nate Thomas,
yeah.
6'5",
335. He gonna be one of them guards. That's the competition.
Right.
Somebody gonna win that. Unless our All-Pro come back healthy, then we'll see in a minute. The line's gonna be careful. You don't need no line. Now,
right.
I'm gonna give y'all do. You know me, I'm about defense. I want my defense to be top. You make the defense top 10. You'll get Dak Prescott a chance to win finally.
And one more point. You get one more point.
And one more point. I'm like you. I'm agreeing with y'all. Now, a receiver or halfback, I'd be happy. There's a lot of halfbacks and a lot of damn receivers. So either one y'all get, I'm gonna be happy. But let's build that defense so we can win this championship.
Let's go, man. Appreciate you, man. That's Marv MJ, man. And I know he's fighting, man. Get you a purple onion, not the white onion. Those are not real onions, allegedly. Facebook. Get you a purple onion. Chop it up, dice it up real good, and get you some wild honey that's in your local area. And get a mason jar. Yeah, let it be a mason jar. And you chop up those onions and you put that onions in that jar and you pour that wild honey in there and let it sit. Yeah, let it sit for like 2-3 hours, right? Get you a strainer, strain that juice up out of there and gulp it. You can put your little hen dog in there too, but you can just gulp that and shoot, you're going to look 10 years younger. Your voice is going to be smooth, right? And it's going to be able to give you extra boost, and it's going to heal up all of those things that those elements that you maybe got going on. You know what I'm saying? But just listen to me, man. Get you a purple onion, not the white onion. No offense to the whites, get you a purple onion. But neither here nor there. Somebody said, Dr. Law. Yeah. Hey, I got Walker Wade. Then I have VIP, and then I see JP in the chat. So in the call queue. So walk away from the 972. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Hello, do I sound good today or no?
Oh man, you sound great, like Tony the Tiger, man.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Everybody said I sound like I was screaming underwater last week.
Yeah, last week you had the crazy audio, but man, you sound good to me, man. What you got?
My whole thing, the whole Dak argument, like, I argue with Mark Holmes about this all the time. Like, I don't believe Dak can get it done, but he's my quarterback still, like, for the next 4 years. My whole thing, if I got to put anything on Dak, that 2022 playoff game when we went to San Francisco, it was a tight game. The difference in that game, our quarterback threw 2 picks, Brock Purdy threw none. You can't turn the ball over, period. That was a legacy game, and he folded like a cheap tent.
I mean, a lot of people have that. They go back to that game. Yeah, they go back to that
game right there. Quarterbacks are decided by what they're judged by what they do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dak has got more behind him than he does in front of him. He's going on season number 10.
Right.
He just had the hamstring ripped off the bone on the same leg he snapped.
Yeah.
He's at the end. He's got to get it done.
Got to get it done.
That's not. He ain't going to be able to get it done if Jerry and Steven in the front office don't do anything in free agency.
Yeah. So walk away when you realize that. Okay. So now what they're going to do is let's surround pieces around them, right? There's a reason why you got railings on stairs, right? So you won't fall. And if you do fall, you can at least grab the rail. So hopefully we can grab the rail of Agenti. Hopefully we can grab a rail of defense getting turnovers and takeaways when we get to the postseason, so that when we climb up that stairway, that we won't fall to the bottom because we have no railing.
Yeah,
so that's the best thing that can happen for us.
Yeah, but I gotta see it to believe it. I want to believe in this coaching staff.
Right.
I want to believe in the players.
Right.
I want to believe in the ownership. But
Correct.
Hold on, it's been 30 years. Y'all got to show me.
30 years, right?
Y'all got to show me. I can't just be all, I believe in the Cowboys. Yes, I want us to win, but y'all got to show me. Y'all, this whole talking about we may change or do something, I'm not believing in anything. I'm going to tell you something, Cowboys Nation. If Jerry Jones and Steven don't do anything at the beginning of free agency, you can go ahead and mail in the 2025 season. It's over.
Well, I'm going to still fight. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to do the play-by-play of the season. But here's the other part of it. We would know if they're going to do something based off of the money that's being moved, because we are a negative $2.9 million in the hole. In order for us to move anything, we're going to have to make some justifications of contract. So we would know on the front end whether or not the Cowboys are doing anything. But I appreciate you so much, man, for calling in to the show, Walker Wade. You have a good one, okay?
Good talking to you a lot.
Good call from him. Yeah, I love his approach, man. He at least said, hey, Dak, we not winning anything with him. In order for us to win, we got to add pieces. And I think me and Walker Wade got the same mindset. Put more and more pieces around it. I get it. I understand we can point at games, the 2022 playoff game. 2022 is 2025 now. There's kids that was born in 2022 who are walking around, learning how to potty train. They know how to walk around and take a dump right now. You know what I'm saying? And goo goo gaga, and they moving around 2025, right? That's behind us. That's behind us. But what we got to do is correct the things and know and understand. He's not the only quarterback that threw interceptions in the postseason. He's not the only quarterback that when you look at things and say, hey, he's the reason why we're losing. Because you can say the same thing about, it's going to be a 3-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. 3-time MVP Lamar Jackson only got one more playoff win than Dak Prescott. And he haven't been to the promised land. You got Josh Allen. It's been 8 years for him. Who everybody been saying in the chat, Josh Allen is better. But they haven't been to the Super Bowl, right? So I get it. It takes a complete team to win it. And it takes a good coaching staff and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's not like we had all of those things. It's been 30 years for a reason. Shoot. And 4 playoff wins for a reason. And I don't think that any of these players been on this team for 30 years. You know. And speaking of, Chris says Aikman did it. Yeah. Boy, it'd be nice to fall back on at Emmitt Smith or Michael Irvin. And respectfully saying this, a top 3 defense, not top 5, not top 10, not top 15, top 3. Respectfully, the Cowboys defense of the 90s, but number 1, number 2, respectfully, we haven't seen that in the Cowboys in 30 years too, by the way, of having a number 1 defense in the postseason. We haven't seen it. Right? It's quite strange to me that when we do the historical references of the Cowboys, we had doomsday defense for Roger Staubach. He had also TD, Tony Dorsett. And they won Super Bowls, right? For the 90s Cowboys, they didn't give the defense a name, but they was number 1, number 2, respectfully. And to this day, there's not even a running back to top. As good as Saquon Barkley is, there's not even a running back to top what Emmitt Smith did for the Cowboys in the postseason. His records still stand today, to this day, of 19 touchdowns in the postseason. That's crazy. But all of the credit goes to the quarterbacks. And people forget about doomsday defense. People forget about Tony Dorsett. People forget about that wall of Dallas on the offensive line in the 90s. And people forget about Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin. But everything goes to the quarterback. And people would do comparisons and analysis of that's what we have here. It's not the same, baby. We'd have had Jason Garrett, Wade Phillips, Mike McCarthy, who was so great that on the open market, not even the Saints accepted him. That's wild. I got VIP from the 860. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Law, it's VIP, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, let me address some of these Slurpees. Because B, when you come for $100,000, that means you coming for me. So I'm just telling you, when you come for 100, or you come for MJ, Sadiq, Toxic Tom, any of my people, bro, that means you come for me. That means I gotta see you. So I'm gonna be easy. I'm gonna treat you like light work today. I'm gonna let you slide because obviously you don't know what where you stepping right now. But don't speak on my B. Don't speak on my homies. Leave 100 out your mouth. Like I said, man, you heard the list, B. So if you want it, you come see me. I will get the football now. I know the Slurpees. Look, Lord, Slurpee even said, can we tank for... This is what I'm saying, Lord. Lord, how could you be a fan? You're a fan, but not that type of fan. How could you be a fan and say you want to tank? So that means you want to go through another miserable year of us going... We have to have, like, 15 losses to draft a quarterback. So all you Slurpees know we have to be in like the bottom of the bottoms to draft a quarterback. Lord. Just make the math to me, Lord.
I don't know, man.
Are we cheering for the same thing, Lord? Or do we want number 6 or do we want to pull tricks, Lord? I'm confused.
No.
You heard? I'm confused, Lord.
All I can say is, bro, is that I just don't foresee this team being that bad. I think we still do a great job of evaluating, right? If anything, we may end up if they're saying the things that they are saying, we may end up drafting a quarterback this year. It's more than likely we'll draft the quarterback this year, and within 2 years or 3 years, if things don't pan out, then that quarterback gets a chance to be behind center, right, or under center, Or it could be a situation that the Cowboys go in free agency this year, right, and scoop up a quarterback and let them be behind Dak Prescott to be the next quarterback for the Cowboys, because I just don't foresee the Cowboys being that bad, of being able to get an Archie. I like Arch. I like the story. Even his grandfather said that he would love for his son to play for the Cowboys. But realistically speaking, it's the area of the unknown, bro.
I think you're going to go for the New Orleans because I think that's what it's for. That was his origin. So I think that's what he's shooting for. But anyway, I don't give a damn about a Manning. Why would and let me say this. Right. I know these Slurpees out here don't think. I love competition. So I want another quarterback in the room. Yeah. Because goddamn it, we don't have a quarterback for iron. So I'm not offended of us drafting a quarterback in the later rounds and grooming home. Look, I want what's best for the Cowboys. Right.
Shoot.
So obviously, we saw how well him and Zeke did. So you don't think getting Genty in his prime will help our quarterback, Lord?
I think Genty will bring plenty, and you can still go into this draft and double up. There's nothing wrong with doubling up. Yeah, double dip on that thing, man. You got 10 draft picks. I don't want all 10 draft picks, by the way. Move up in the top 100s and pick another running back or another defensive tackle. We need another DB. We got a lot of holes, on this team. But I want us to make sure that we do the proper planning when it's time to fill those holes.
Facts. And I want some of them holes filled this year because I did hear Steven kind of, he even slurped his own slurpee. He's like, yeah, man, I fumbled the ball. Basically, that's what he's saying. I fumbled the ball, and I want to do better. That's what I kind of heard out of his mouth when he was saying, basically, then he had his own, but we did great things. He had to big himself up after that. But we all know, Law, in order to, I want to go into 1 year to draft not needed. Let's just fill some of these free agent holes and not have to go into the draft needing. We could just pick the best player available.
This is going to cause them to stop partying, put the Johnny Walker Blue away, right? Stop trying to fight allegations because there was a SA allegation last year on the owner, by the way, right? Get all of the legal affairs out the way. Go into that financial room. Work those contracts so that you can get some money, right? Yeah. Kick some money down the field. Kick the can down the field or what have you. Kick the can down the street, however that saying goes. And free up some money. Stop the excuses. And make sure you fill some of them holes. So when you go into the draft, it's just like shopping, right? Grocery shopping. Nobody wants to go grocery shopping on an empty stomach because you end up getting things that you don't absolutely need. So you go in there with the BPA philosophy and you get the best player available. And if Genty is there, if he's the best player available, you won't feel short-sighted by drafting him. If it's Tet, if it's Kevin Banks, or if it's any of those boys who fall to the 12th spot, you can go in there on a full stomach and you can make the proper plan.
And that's all I'm asking for, Laura. And I want to address something else because I heard somebody say this. I forgot. I think it was Slurpee's homie. He said that in the playoffs, how my quarterback looked against San Francisco. San Francisco said after that game that they knew exactly what we were going to do. They said, damn, we could just drop back. We know he's going to run the curls. So you got to remember, Dak was playing with his hands tied behind his back. Thanks, because we had Kellen Small up here slurping on himself over trying to get jobs at over another interview. So come on, man. Just let the facts iron up. Let the facts line up. And when Dak is on, because that game, Dak still put us in a position to win. The next time we play San Fran, our defense wasn't there. So peanut butter, no jelly. Come on, Lord, man.
No doubt, man. Make the math make sense, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for calling in, JP. I'm about to say JP, but VIP. JP, you're next, man. Appreciate you, man. Let me hear you say it, bro.
How about them Cowboys? I ain't a killer, but don't push me, Slurpee.
No doubt. Yo, next we have JP. I'm calling VIP, JP, and all of them things. But from the 971, we have JP. You're live on the nation. Talk to me, bro. What you got? I guess JP, he ain't gonna be yelling at me today. Yeah, JP, he ain't there on the phone, man. So at the end of the day, no yelling. Sure, he dropped his rings. All right, let's get ready to.
The conference has been locked.
The last three callers, make it quick. I got a very important meeting at the top of the hour, so I got to get ready and be prepared for it. So let me get with Mike. You're live from the 757. What you got for the show?
What up, Law? What up, Law?
What's good,
Ain't
man?
much. I just got a quick question. What do you feel about poaching Cortland Sutton from the Denver Broncos?
He's a hometown kid. I think that he's a bigger body wide receiver that you could put on the opposite side of CD. That would be a great pickup for us to have Cortland here back in Dallas. That would be nice. I wouldn't be mad at it, but that would be a move that the Cowboys will not do.
You don't think they would do that?
Because we got Mingo, we got Jalen Brooks, and we got Jalen Tolbert. You know, they ain't looking for wide receivers like that. Mingo.
Well, shoot, man. That's really what I was thinking about, man. I really wanted to post. I know Dallas was big on him when his draft was coming up. So I was trying to see if that's still something they was thinking about. Something
No, you know. And then we got Kevontae Turpin, so you only got one football, right? And you know, and I left out Ryan Flo, so I don't think that the Cowboys are going to be big heavy in free agency on wide receiver. There's only one wide receiver that I would take.
Who's that?
DK Metcalf. They'll be the only one I'll be banging on the table for, man. I'll be shoot, yeah. I'll say, hey, Mingo, I'll trade them all away, man. Jalen Tolbert, man, I appreciate you for playing for that broken pinky, you know. But we would get rid of him, all of the Jalens. Get Jalen Moreau, all of the Jalens. Go, they can go, yeah.
Man, we had man. I just wanted to pair CD up with somebody.
Oh
man,
my gosh, man! Just
and then get that running back, get back to that monster.
It makes too much sense too to have DK. I'm thinking he's familiar with Shotty, right? And then you will have Shotty familiar with DK. You will have a bigger wide receiver that they're gonna have to pay attention to. I would just love for that work for CeeDee Lamb because it seems like it's CeeDee or bust, you know. but we got
my God, it is.
Yeah, CeeDee or bust, man, with the wide receiver. Yeah,
it hurts.
It hurts, man.
Again, I'm big. Last thing here, because I know you gotta get through. I'm big. I'm sorry, man. I said it yesterday too. Something about Mozzie, it just don't look right. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it took him 3 years, but man, I done seen him get moved around that defense by O-lineman. Oh my God, I done seen him get moved. And I know he could lift a lot.
Right.
I know he could squat a lot. But maybe it's technique or something. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Well, this would be his third defensive coordinator. This is about to be his third defensive coordinator in his third season. We still have 5 years with these guys when they drafted in the first round. I'm still gonna lean on the mighty Bill Parcells. Take 3 years. So if Justin Madubuike, it took him 3 years. On his third year, he showed up. It took Dexter Lawrence. Everybody wanted Dexter now. You know, Sexy Dexy. They give him all type of nicknames. It took him 3 years. And I know, but before you say that, I know that Mozzie is not a Dexter Lawrence nor a Justin Madubuike. You know, so I just want to put that out there, by the way. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if the first 3-4 games, if he's getting pushed around like that, his ass get 2.5 years.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. That's Mike. Yeah. That's Mike. Sanders, the personal bodyguard for Mike McCarthy. So maybe, hey, Mike Sanders, tell Mike McCarthy, since he don't got a job, he over at your house, man, tell him to fix you a sandwich, man. But if the Cowboys are any smart with this, if they feel as if though Mozzie is not him or what have you, then you will be on the phone calls trying to trade him to someone who believes in him, right? And that would be the right thing to do. So you'll pick up the phone and say, hey, Dan Quinn, you remember this guy that we drafted, by the name of Mozzie? Hey, you kind of liked him, right? Or you find somewhere, or if you go all the way back to the Seattle land and be like, hey, we'll give you Mozzie, we give you Jalen Tolbert, and Jalen Brooks for DK Metcalf. Breaking news, Mozzie on a NBA type of trade is now to the Seattle Seahawks. Aiden Durday, he know who Mozzie is, and that will work his way out. You going to have to do some work. That's the thing is for during the postseason. Well, not postseason, but during the offseason, because we ain't in post. During the offseason, you going to have to do some work. You can't be out there trying to get tickets and all of this stuff and get the stadium filled for other events outside of football. You're going to have to roll your sleeves up and get some work done, man. Somebody out there going to want them, right? Somebody see potentials in them, so you got to reveal it to them, right? So come on with it. I got on the horn, Jimmy. You're live from the 781. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
What up, Law?
Not much, bro. What you got for me, man?
What's up, my brother? Happy Thursday, man. I know you in a hurry, but I'm going to make it quick. First of all, I want to say you're doing a great job as always.
Appreciate
Keep it up, man.
Thank you.
I look forward to listening to you every day, man. My wife's like, even my wife knows you now.
Oh man, I'm family, man. Where you at now, Jimmy? What state you in?
I'm from Massachusetts, man. Boston, Mass.
Okay.
All the way in the Northeast, but I've been a Cowboys fan since I was 10 years old. Huge Cowboys fan.
So if I'm ever in Boston. If I'm ever in Boston, I get some clam chowder at least, man, from you.
Oh, listen, we got the best seafood around here, man.
Okay.
If I'm in Dallas, then I'm gonna hook you. I'm gonna call you, man. We're gonna get together, get some drinks going, man.
Let's go, man. Yeah, let's get it.
Listen, real quick on the hiring. I know everyone's downing Shoddy and this and that, but you know what? I'm telling you right now, I got a good feeling about this, and call me naive and maybe, just, overly optimistic, but I got a feeling he's going to come in and he's going to assemble a good crew that he's doing so far. And you know what? This could be good for our organization. Listen, what else can we expect right now? It's been 30 years almost. I mean, give the man a chance. You know what I mean? Give the man a chance. And Law, it all comes down to the coordinators. You know what I mean? And it all comes down to talent. If we can get a stud running back in the draft, a stud wide receiver, and then defense the rest of the way, we're back, man. You know it. But we won 7 games, injured as hell, playing like crap. I was going to say another word. I mean, you telling me we can't win 10, 11, 12 next year? Come on.
Yeah.
We got this. We're back next year. So keep up the great work, and we'll talk soon.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. That's Jimmy the Greek, man. And I can't wait to get some of that clam chowder. I don't know if it's the red kind or the white kind, but, whatever kind is better. Law, is it possible to bring Mike McCarthy in for a cup of coffee to play defensive tackle? Shoot, that would be funny as hell. At least take the money out. Or play offensive line.
You're wasting my time now. Come on.
Yes, indeed. All right, so next on the line is, I don't know what happened to my guy Jamie, but we have JP. He's next on the line, and let's see if he's still alive over here. JP, you're live. What's good?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain.
Okay. I hear you excited about the draft. I see you posting. That's good. So, yeah, I might be cool with that Gentry thing. I'm kind of on the fence about it. We do need to work on our defense, our linebacker core, and our secondary.
Right.
Safety, for sure. Got a little bit of I don't know if I want to bring back Hooker. Don't know yet. We need somebody young at that spot. That could be maybe a second or third round pick. We got to start getting serious about the secondary. Don't know if I want to bring back Lewis, the way he got beat against Washington. Age, injuries, I don't know yet. And the injury to Diggs is very concerning to me. Those type of injuries takes at least almost a full year to recover, to let the bones, just like the cartilage and all, everything heal up completely, and then he can physically work. I'm very worried about that spot. I do like the bright spot on the defense. Linebacker 1, number 35, he may be okay. I'm not bringing back the other linebacker. We need speed at that position for sure. Speed for sure. I'm just worried in those spots. I would say I want to say trade back and pick up and work on your defense. At your cornerback spot, because we know this is a pass-happy league right now, and we have to take that serious because the way I saw the way Mariota, the way he was driving on us, he hadn't played all season for Washington, and he came in on the very last game and he tore us up. That worried me. I want to get, the penalties hurt us also in that game, but and all season. That really hurt us, the penalties and the defensive line and our edge. So if we can, like you said, free agency, Myles Garrett, I don't know, maybe Nealon will work out. We'll figure that out. But I'm excited about the draft. But that's how I feel. How do you feel about that, Law?
I think that this particular team, as far as the last drive and Marcus Mariota, carved us up to a point and to a degree. I think that whatever we saw on that last drive can't transfer over to the this year because it's going to be a different philosophy, a different coaching staff. Everything is going to be different on the defense. So we will see how all of this would transpire as far as the vision that's newly is going to be aligned by.
Right.
Shoddy and as well as Eberflus. So that's why I say we got to allow due process to happen. We got to see first if the Cowboys going to slide some money around for the free agency, and then see if we're going to at least try to dance. We may not have any rhythm.
Question.
We might have any rhythm, but at least try to dance. In the free agency.
One more question. That left side tackle, the guy can get benched. What are you going to do about that left tackle? Because apparently we may have some issues in the 25. Either we draft somewhere high in the draft, that left side, or we going to push Guyton on the inside. We better be really worried about Guy's footwork, unless they can bring him out here and they can correct that. He had the most penalties out of everybody on the team this year. And he had that issue in college also, but we still drafted him. Maybe he's fit to go on the right guard. Maybe he can push that way, but everybody want to move him to the right side. I just don't see him overworking still, outplaying still. I just don't know. They trust still on that side more. Still, when he recouped from that injury, he continued to, he did struggle some after the injury, but he got a little better. They need to find out and ask for that left side, like ASAP. They got to figure out what they're gonna do. Now, I see the Senior Bowls coming up, and all these little player prospects coming out. They may have to try to take a shot at that left side tackle and figure out what to do. Either they get money for a veteran. I don't know. Maybe they got Richardson. Maybe he gonna help. I don't know. We'll find out in training camp. But if you're gonna bring Dak Prescott back, like I said, I think Dak Prescott is a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think his injuries will derail his career. What do you? One more. I got two questions.
No. Time, man. I appreciate you, JP. I'm gonna respond to all of the things you threw at me, but I appreciate you so much for calling in, JP.
Hey, love you.
Much love
Hey,
you.
love you. Hey, Brookhaven House. Hey, go have some lunch if you hadn't eaten yet. Hey, God bless you and the family. Peace.
Good piece, man. That's JP. Yeah.
Goodbye.
It's good to hear people to say they love you. You know, that's one of the most powerful words in the that the Creator created, right? Love, agape, and all of that stuff. You know, showing and affections and adulations. I really appreciate that from all of you guys for over the course of the years of you guys telling me y'all love me, y'all care for me. So if you guys ultimately love the nation, hit that like button, share this content, and let people know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. And I need to see some hearts in the chat, man, for all of the love that you guys have for the nation. And I love y'all too, man. I really appreciate it when we talk about those things, right? But to the point of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line woes, if we get Clayton Adams, I don't see us running it back the way Mike Solari ran it, right? And I really don't see some of the struggles of Tyler Guyton still exhibiting being here for the second season. So I look into all of that, and I will tell you guys that pump the brakes on all of the bad things we saw with this offensive line. Because every offensive lineman that you would ever talk to, play the game, they absolutely love run blocking. Pass pro for big boys that's 300, north of 300 pounds, going backwards all game for 40 of the reps or the snaps. It's difficult on their body. They want to lean forward, you know, and hopefully we get back to that. They get everything in rhythm. And if we can get back to concise football, oh, my God. Oh, it'll be a good deed for us. Very good deed for us. And that's why I'm looking at. And that's why we go back to what Stephen Jones said. Let's use his own words against him, y'all. Let's use his words against him.
At the end of the day, our goal's what our fans want, which is we want to win playoff games, we want to win championships, we want to win Super Bowls.
Man, that's what we want, man. In order to do that, we can't get too cutesy. We can't be fighting each other over this and that. Get back to real football, baby.
Along the same lines, there was a lot of talk about family and continuity in the press conference with Brian the other day, and getting a guy that you know, Eberflus, to come back. How much does that help that alignment, knowing how he is as a person coming in?
I mean, we call it both things. We want continuity.
Continuity.
But we also want change. And obviously what we've done, hadn't gotten the job done. We accept that. We accept that our fans can have frustration, that we hadn't gotten that job done. And you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect something to change. So we need to change, but at the same time, we've got a lot of things right. And so
Yeah, he had to put that. We got a lot of things right now. Don't beat me up too bad, y'all.
there's a lot of continuity we want to keep as well. So the combination of continuity, but also change, is why Coach Schottenheimer's our coach.
And there you go. He said that's why Shotty is his coach. So continuity. Continuity. Don't put no T's in there now. You got to say it just like us Southern folks. Continuity. Yeah. Don't put them T's in there. Continuity. So we got to get that, ladies and gentlemen, and we got to get some real things going. Love y'all to the moon and back. Excuse me. I love y'all to the stars and back. Yeah, that sounds better. That's even further than the moon, right? But with that being said, we're going to run up out of here. Like I said, I got a meeting at the top of the hour, and then I got to feed my soul and all of this stuff. But continuity is what we need. We already got hope because that's what we've been holding on. We've been holding on hope. And write that down. Hold on pain ending. So that's what hope means, by the way. We holding on pain ending. Did I get to everybody's super chats? If I didn't, let me know in the chat. But they say at the end of every battle, war, there's casualties. That is right, Toby. I see you in the chat. Appreciate you for liking. There's casualties in war and battle. Not everyone will get to where we're trying to go. And if they are not on the same page, there's the door. And if we want to win a certain kind of caliber away, it's not rocket scientists. We don't have to destroy it all. We need somebody that can run the ball and stop the run. You got you a quarterback that you've seen, he's a year removed from being all pro, right? And the same person that was in-house when he was doing that is still in the house to this day. So that continuity. I get it. Well, Law, it's been 9 seasons or 10 seasons, whatever it's been. Law, it's been 30 years. There's a reason why your rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield. You only glance and gaze what's behind you. Understand it. But where you're going, you need to have a vision. You need to have a pathway. And you need to know where you're going, ladies and gentlemen. But also, in that mirror that's on the side, and I ain't talking about the pieces, it says an object may appear closer than they are. So you got to know how to gauge right, even on the things behind you. But make sure that when it's time for you to cross those lines, that you don't bump into the things that's behind you. And verily, verily, I say unto you, the eyes of Stephen Jones will be watching. We will allow due process to handle this assembled team. We will allow those things. But we'll be measuring the words that came out of your mouth on the things that you said that you're going to have to change. So when it's time for you to cross over, we better not see you bumping into things. Yes, Gracia, love, the most powerful force in the universe. They say love's a sin, love's a crime. Love is when you have grief and you ask God for a sign. Baby, my love run deeper than the sea. And there's been things out there that man never hit the bottom of the ocean. It's deep. That's where space is actually at, by the way. You can't get out of this dome. But neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. Mama said that there will be days just like this, but write this down. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap. If life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream, it's about it. If you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, a plan to lose all terror of your mind for it. If you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty, famish or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want. If dogged and grim and besiege and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, you will get it. Yeah. Dre Madden says, long talking. That's where the aliens are and no gravity or oxygen. Yeah. Conspiracy theory law. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a theory if it can be proven as facts, right? Boy, I love y'all, man. Let's continue to grind and shine. If y'all love me too, we should have over 200 likes, over 300 likes, over 400 likes. Come on, baby. Hey, let's get it. And the words of prime time for your mind.
Give me my theme music.
Come on. Yeah, the firmament law, yeah. Ain't nobody getting beyond that firmament. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Firmament law, baby. Law. Time to run it up. Appreciate y'all for y'all support, man. I really do, man. I really do. Come on. That's why Elon keeps sending them rockets way up there and you hear it bouncing off of the firmament. He can't get out there. Allegedly. Somebody need to tell Elon, man, you can't get the Cowboys to win another Super Bowl. You won't be able to do that. Let's see if he can try it.
I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Law Nation.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check.
Come on with
drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
Shout out to y'all. Jose, Sidney Jones, NJ Lamb.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck.
Sela. Sela.
That trip way out to Europe.
Kevin Turk.
I call him Nigeria.
Or Kevin Banks. Come on.
Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. That's what the devil used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change.
Come on with it.
I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Law Nation.
I wake up, flex, thumb down.
Come on with it.
No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
It is you. I cannot believe it. Oh. Nobody. Greetings, Your Highness. Does it better. They can come closer than close. Yeah.
Quest for 6.
Original, they never will be. Nobody, baby.
Who can do it like Law, baby? And who can
do it like me? Take the money out.
Who can give you what you need?
Who can do you all night long?
Nobody, baby. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Velvet?
Get your damn act together.
Hey, Jerry! Come on with it. No days off. In the words of the playmaker.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Let me crack.
Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
Shout out to you, Ice Cold, Dak, owns Filthy, Dramatic, J Business. 55, I see you, Richburg. James Simmons. Hard hitters in the building. Big Benny, Gerald, Albert, Rico, and them. I follow.
What's your point?
Travis, I see you, the treacherous one. Player 2. If you're hitting that like button, I should see it on the screen. Night Owl. Shout out to you, Chris. All right. Where my altos at? Come on, tenors. Sopranos. And the baritones. And the bass. What we tell them? Don't let the street lights get you. It's danger, baby. Knock the rings off of it.
All right. When you lay your head on that pillow, like
you she's. Come on with it. The remix version. All right. Player 2. Troy Dudley. Until next time. DC for life, not for short. We still assembling.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly.
Come on, hit that note. Come on.
Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Ooh, yeah. Let's get it. Until next time.
It's an evil world we live in.
No doubt.
Ain't nobody calling.
Yep, I got to put the suit on. Just had the suit on without, with the sweat still down there below.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still your boy?
Peace.
Y'all usually check on me.